The Holy Grail Decoded, the prize on the BearableGuy123 Riddle decoded today. So if you're new to the channel, welcome to CryptoCurrent. I'm your host, CryptoRick. And today we're going to be decoding this interesting picture of this grail that was sitting on the table this whole time, but a lot of us had ignored it. So we'll be discussing Indiana Jones references and other things to see what exactly this Holy Grail could be. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So by now you guys should be very familiar with this iconic scene. It's probably the most famous of the BearableGuy123. It shows a couple of key players sitting on the table. From previous decodes, we've identified that the bear is Elon Musk, with the pitchfork and the marshmallows. We know that this knight, there's different knights in different scenes. Some of them look like Richard Branson, some of them look like Brad Garlinghouse, some of them look like Mr. Beast. We have this character here. Some think it's the Chainlink guy, some think it's some other guy. And then we got this mysterious puppet, red puppet. And then we got this mysterious king holding a monkey wrench in his hand, a fork. But what has commonly been overlooked is the fact that there's actually a cup here. Basically, this cup is the Holy Grail. We know this because in the movie Indiana Jones, as we'll see, the knight comes to seek the Holy Grail. So all of this other stuff on the table, the coins and the ledger, the invisible ledger, the private ledger, is all on stake here, because they're raising the stakes. But the real treasure here is the Holy Grail, which the puppet seems to be looking at, and it appears to be what's the most valuable thing on hand here. So you can see it's a near identical match. It's got the kind of curved type edges, very brisk kind of heading, and it looks very similar to the Holy Grail. It doesn't appear to be just a random cup. It appears to be a reference to the Holy Grail. So that's the king appears to have put the Grail on the table, whether he gambled it away, because normally when you play poker you put the things in the middle. So either the king owns the Grail, or he is about to put it into the middle for play. In either case, like I said, the puppet is very interested in the Grail. Okay. So the first candidate, so there's many speculations. Of course, no one knows really what it is, but I'm just going to go through some candidates. The first candidate is Proton Loan, but staked. So there's a theory that Proton Loan is the Holy Grail of crypto because it's the only compliant, it will be the only compliant coin left standing. This is because it's the only coin that required on-chain KYC to purchase. But that alone wasn't really enough, because you could have purchased Proton Loan in the early days of KuCoin. So I think the theory is that it's staked loan specifically, because once it goes into a smart contract and produces Sloan, staked loans, Sloan, basically it's a different product altogether than the regular loan. So it becomes compliant because it's a totally new contract. So people say that the theory is that Proton Loan is the only compliant coin at this stage, because everyone else can KYC, but they didn't go through on-chain KYC. There's a difference between simply having your wallet KYC'd and having all the transactions KYC'd on-chain. So if you look at the Holy Grail in two ciphers, you get the 840 and the 140. And if you look at Proton Loan, you can see an exact match between the two, right? Proton Loan, Holy Grail, Proton Loan. Makes sense. Like I said, you know, could it be the only legal cryptocurrency? You know, you had to have gone through KYC on chain. The only one that's known is Proton Loan. To staked loan, you would have had to have KYC identity. So you couldn't have just staked it without any KYC. You specifically had to KYC. And basically, my understanding is the original distribution was that it was an airdrop to metal holders or MTL holders. I can't remember exactly. But the initial distribution was compliant. So that's possibly the reasons why it could be the Holy Grail. And the other fact that it can be used as both as a currency and as something to borrow against a kind of loan derivative product. The candidate 2 is XCore, which you guys are familiar by now. It's the XMOS AI system that basically oversees autonomously smart contracts, etc. So again, some ciphers from the community. Basically, Vakan Onto matches the Holy Grail, and Vakan Onto was the at XCore Twitter. You can see in the 3.144 cipher also showing that. You can see that the at XCore domain is held by this name, Vakan Onto. And the only tweet he has from the XCore Twitter is, "Who is the happiest man in today's life?" So very interesting. You can also see it's followed by the Bearable Guy backwards, the layer 1 BearableGuy account. So Vakan Onto also matches the Holy Grail in one of the ciphers. Interestingly, when Indiana Jones makes the leap of faith, and if you haven't watched my leap of faith video, you can watch that. After he makes the invisible jump over the invisible bridge and gets across, he meets a knight, and the knight offers him the sword. Maybe it's like an Arthurian legend that the person who's able, with bravery and courage, he's the one who's able to take the sword out of the rock. In either case, he's offered the sword, and you can see he's got the chain around his neck, so blockchain. This will be significant because the Phoenix magazine, The Economist, also has a chain around its neck. So it is possible you had to have staked it or somehow bound yourself to the Phoenix through the chain, through the blockchain. He's also wearing chain mail, and kind of looks like, the knight. It's hard to know, but regardless, he's given the Indiana Jones wins the authority to drink from the Holy Grail. Interestingly, again, it's not meant to match identical, but I think there may be a hidden reference here that the knight basically wins the favor by solving the riddles. You can see that his hands kind of form the same symbol as loan. It's like that square and compass type thing. And he obviously, the sword almost looks identical to the sword. He's also got dominion over the snake, perhaps the snake year in 2025. But in either case, he's offered the scepter of the king. So yeah, that was interesting. And he's also got the same kind of chain mail here on his neck. So whoever this is standing triumphantly. As you can see, the Phoenix wears the chain over its neck. So that's an important thing, is that the coin, whatever this coin is, or coins, has to be chained to the Phoenix to be valid. So you had to have kept it on, the Proton blockchain. You had to have chained it up through a smart contract. You had to have fixed it on the neck of the Phoenix. After that, Indiana Jones is offered a choice between whatever X amount of chalices, and asked to pick which one's the Holy Grail. Someone interrupts him and wants to choose one, and they end up choosing the golden flask. So apologies, that's not the golden flask. So what happens, sorry, is one of the enemies drinks one of the golden flasks because he was thinking, this must be precious, I'll drink from it, it must be the Holy Grail. He drinks from it and then he gets poisoned. And it ended up being a fake duplicate. And he said, one will lead you to death, one will lead you to life. When it was Indiana Jones's turn, he chooses the earthen cup or the wooden cup because his theory was that Jesus was a carpenter, and if he was drinking from the chalice, it would be something made from pottery and something to look like a common appearance. So the lesson here was that not all the golden opportunities are golden looking. Actually, the ones that razzle dazzle you, the XRPs, the other coins that razzle dazzle, they're the ones that lead you to death. But it's the earthen cup, it's the earthen grail that's common in appearance, that needed the seeker, the knight, to override, judging a book by its cover, being unassuming, and looking at the lowly things. He succeeded in finding the correct grail, drinking it, and thus getting his health restored. So back to the story about the rocket. As mentioned in previous decodes, the gradient of the rocket matched exactly proton lone. And we discussed how this purple was a kind of dissimilar purple to the one in the rocket. So it's subtle and they look similar, but the concept was you had to look at it and analyze the gradients, and apparently they were not the same thing. So the thing in the rocket, the blast pad, or the lone platform, could be this one in the rocket, and this one could have been maybe Proton Pussy, who knows. But that was just an interesting finding. So yeah, just highlighting that point that they're not actually, they look similar, but they're not actually 100% identical. You can see this one has a bit of a darker hue. Interestingly, there's some grapes on the table. We know grapes and Proton and also XRP262 on Proton match the ciphers, and the Holy Grail holds wine, because that's the whole point. It was used at the Last Supper. So it makes sense that if grapes is Proton, then whatever's carrying the Grail, what's inside the Grail, makes sense to be Proton related. So it adds to the theory. Could it be Proton lone? Could it be, in theory, X-Core could jump onto Proton, and then therefore you have that thing there, the grapes and the Grail, right? So yeah, there's some things to consider. Candidate 3, could it be Proton coin? Proton Pussy Pro. Again, no one knows. Just some decodes from the community. So shout out to JC8 and James Maloney. Basically, you got Proton Pussy, Proton Pussy, matching the Leap of Faith in 4 ciphers. And what's more interesting is you got the Wooden Holy Grail and Proton Original matching in almost 9 ciphers, which is pretty significant. So whatever this Proton Original coin is, remember, it doesn't have to be XPR, and I just want to emphasize this point. XPR is a tethered asset. It's not the be-all and end-all. It at any second they can switch it with another proton, the real proton coin. So part of this riddle is to figure out which one is the real proton. What is the real proton original coin? So there's various theories to this. Could it be Pro? Could it be X Pro? Could it be XPC? No one really knows. Is it XRP 262? Is it Proton Pussy? Is it Proton? What is the original proton? Nobody really knows. But all we can see is that the gematria shows us that whatever this coin ends up being in its identity as the original proton, notice it doesn't say XPR here. It doesn't say XPR. It says proton. So whatever this proton original coin is, that's going to be the Holy Grail. So again, it's not meant to be financial advice. It's not about you getting frantic and buying everything up. This is just about the esoterics to show you some layers behind the Bearable Guy riddle, how it's all structured, how they think, and how this was meant to be a test to see if the seeker had the necessary combination of bravery, courage, intellect, humility, unassuming behavior to pick the lowly thing that people, that the arrogant, the haughty would not be able to spot, because quite simply, this was designed in such an elaborate way that, the people that are materialistic, wanting white papers, wanting physical proof of partnerships, it was meant to eradicate those people out of the game, which is 99% of logic-minded people. This was meant to hide the grail for only those worthy to have a testable and teachable character, and almost like a childlike trust in the process, following the game that was set up, rather than just being the most clever. It was also about who could be adaptable and who could suppress their urge to judge things on appearances and dig deeper. So thanks for joining us, and at the end of the day, we're all going to make it, and let us surf and ride through the Kali Yuga, and as always, have a good day.